Hey guys, Bronco Carl 92 here. So it's Sunday, January 20th, and we're going to get back on the 4L80E project. Been sick for a few days and haven't really had much energy. Of course, couldn't come out here because it was too cold. So we got a nice day today. It's in the 50s. I got the door open, and we're going to continue on. Okay, so we're going to work on the pump assembly now. It's fresh out of the parts washer over there. So we're going to take the pump apart. We're going to knock this bushing out. There's the bushing over here. We're going to knock that one out and get some of these valves out. So let's go to this one here. Here. Stuck. Pop out. So we got a couple 13 mil bolts. Nice thing is I have a book to put all this back together with, so we can discuss what all these valves and springs are for, what they do. Guy's pinned in there. Not sure what valve that is. I'll knock that pin out in a second. Pump assembly, which we have a replacement of. Plate. O-ring. We have an oil seal on the front here. Let's give this a little wash. Back in a second. All right, so we've got everything washed up now. I've got all the I've got all the valves laid out. Over here is the old pressure regulating assembly, and over here is the new pressure regulating assembly and boost valve that came with the valve body kit. So we're going to put those in. I've got some drill bits over here. We have to make a couple of modifications to the pump housing. And like I said, we got to change this front seal, the torque converter bushing, and then the 2 bushings on the input shaft, on the the stator support here. This one and this one. We have to drill a hole over here, and we have to drill a hole in this. So let's get started. Okay, seals out. Our pushes out. This thing's pretty worn. So it looks like there may actually have been an alignment issue with the engine and transmission, because you can see it's very scored. I hope you can see that on this side. This side looks like it's brand new. So we'll have to make sure that when the trans goes back in, I guess, to its new home, that there's not an alignment issue. I guess there wouldn't be, since it's a different engine. So, okay, now over here is our hole. I believe that's the hole. This hole is supposed to be enlarged, this hole 1/4 to 9/32 to prevent the seal blowout. So let's get a drill and go for it. That's 9/32. I think we're going to go for a 1/4 inch. Mainly because this bit looks crappy. We can do this one step bit. think we're almost there. That would be it. Okay, so increasing the hole here, it comes out over here. And I guess the idea to do that is to keep the pump seal from blowing out with excessive pressure behind it. So, all right, good, that's done. All right, let me clean this up. I'll put you back on in a second. All right, well, of course we had another battery failure. It's getting annoying. Anyhow, pump's all cleaned up. Changed the bushes. I've made a 55 thousandths hole in here for the valve body kit instructions. We've got a new bushing in here, new seal. And of course, you remember we drilled that hole, and we've got the new pump gears installed. So we're going to put the valves back into the pump assembly here. So we're replacing let's see here. We're replacing this boost valve assembly this boost valve assembly. So we've got the boost, the retainer, the boost valve, washer, new circlip, and a couple springs. So what we reused from the old is this valve and this pin and cover, and that's it. Put these over here. So let's see. So we'll put this valve in first. Put our spring in. And our other spring. Fits in there. And the washer. Might be easier to do it this way. So then we get our snap ring plier. So our main pressure valve's back in. So we can turn it this way. This is the converter limiting valve. And the torque converter clutch enable. This is kind of an interesting arrangement. This goes in it's right this way. Oops. Or not. No, it goes this way. And it's held in with this hole. Then we have our converter clutch valve. There's a lot of valves related to the torque converter in this section right here. And what this looks like. Then this cap, which of course wants to be a little on the difficult side. If I remember correctly, that one was hard to get out too, so. And then we put our snap ring on here. And that's that. So then, take the pump assembly. that's essentially how it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over first. And we're going to put an alignment rod through here. Okay, so I found a 1132 drill bit is the right size. So, got to put this band clamp around here. And then we'll tighten up our bolts. I'm going to torque to 18 foot-pounds in a crisscross pattern. Four, five. Okay, finally, we have a new O-ring for the outside. There you go. So, pump assembly is complete. All right, well, we're getting pretty close to done. I've installed the turbine shaft into the overdrive assembly, and I changed out the seals on the front and the rear. Now, to install these seals, you're supposed to use a, I guess it's a seal installer, which basically enlarges. The seals look like this. And this nylon, Teflon type material. And basically what the tool does is it actually makes this bigger, so the seal will slide. And once it gets down, once you get it back on there, you're supposed to size it. So I don't have either of those tools. So what I do is I kind of stretch the seal out a little bit over a socket, and I get it to fit on, and I'll work it onto the groove it has to be on. And then to size it, I just use a hose clamp and tighten it down like that, carefully. And when you do that, the seal fits. If I had the tools, I would use the tools, but I don't have them. And I don't do enough of these to I guess, justify buying those tools. So, anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I have to change out. I realized in the valve body kit that direct clutch here, the springs on the pressure plate, it comes with new springs. So I'll have to take this apart, and I'll change those springs out, and then we can probably start dropping all these pieces back into the transmission. Then we can go over doing the valve body, which we'll do in another video. So anyhow, that's what I got for now. So